All right, y'all. Welcome back. We are here to see Brayden Rouse, four-star linebacker, choose his program. We feel like it could be Tennessee. It's been Tennessee for such a long time, but then Texas comes in here right at the end. There's a whole lot of smoke, man. It sounds like he hasn't really told anybody anything. At least I don't feel like he has for sure. There's been some like tweets and some social media movement that's got people feeling like I don't know. This might be Texas. But you just never know until it's all said and done. Y'all, please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we're coming from a different studio today, so things will look, just a little bit different, but it's going to be pretty much the same old, same old. So y'all are still welcome to join in with the chats. We can pop those up and all that good stuff. We're going to take you all the way up to his time, which is 7 o'clock. Typically, this stuff starts a little bit later, but we will be taking y'all all the way up. And I think that the best place for us to start would be with my dog, Jay Smith, in-state, three-star cornerback with great size, great length. Listed at 6 feet tall, okay? He might be closer to about 6'1", just looking at him on film. He's definitely over 6 feet tall. I can almost guarantee you that. Now, his wingspan is probably 6'3". I would say it's very close to that. It might be even, wider than that. That's what you're looking for. He has really good footwork, really good ball skills. This was an SEC battle. I think it really came down to us and Arkansas. So we were able to pull this one out. I think that this is big because Tennessee needs more secondary players. We talk a lot about safety. Well, what Tennessee's been doing at safety is bringing over corners, bringing over star players, and then letting them play at safety. He's a guy that could do all three. So that type of versatility, that's huge for I think Tennessee's class. It's really big. I would actually like to see Tennessee go out and add maybe 2 or 3 more secondary players because it's pretty much necessary. So let's go on ahead and jump into his film. All right. We're going to start right here. So these are all of his secondary clips. And like I said, length is big because if you're playing man, sometimes with the double moves and stuff, you got to be able to get hands on folks and slow them down. It helps you out there. And then also, it's more difficult to get interceptions playing man, but in zone, you can disrupt passing lanes a lot better. You cover a lot more space. And again, he's a guy who plays offense, defense, special teams. So you can see those ball skills right there. That's going to be a major problem. And then if he was to play at star, which is the slot cornerback, then look, on those slot fades, just like we talked about with a couple of our players from last season, they can make plays there. That's one of the best ways to slow down slot fades is with people who have good feet, they have good speed, and they're physical, which I don't see a lot of physicality in his film. It's not to say that he can't be physical. You just don't see it with these clips. I see it more on offense. You see him running through tackles and things like that. But if he is physical and, he can kind of push those wide receivers off of the track, get his hands up, he's going to be able to disrupt a lot of different routes, passes. I think he understands football well. Typically, if you play offense and defense, which, listen, y'all, he could have played wide receiver, I think, in the SEC too. So really, really good from that standpoint. Would he be able to maybe play in all 3 phases in college? For Tennessee, I think that it's definitely possible. Like I'm not gonna rule that out, okay? But I think that he's just really good. He's a very, very solid player, and this is not one of those situations. I see this all the time where people say, well, Tennessee's adding these players because they're going to have 20 more scholarships for this 2026 class. He's not one of those players. I feel like he can come in, he can fight for some time early on, and I think that he might have to because we're just so short-handed with our secondary because safety's messed up. So wherever he ends up fitting in at, he's probably going to get cross-trained everywhere. In special teams, that's another place. I think that he could do some things there. Shows, I think he has good vision. He's going to run hard. Just everything that we're looking for. Seems like he's a good leader. Now, look at that straight line speed. That's what you like to see. So I think that this was a really good pickup, really big pickup for our Tennessee Volunteers. Let me see. So right here, saying that we are close to time. Sorry, that looks crazy, y'all. He said that he values family and characteristics. Okay, but Texas outbid us. Wait a second. Did he already choose? There's no way that that's happening. And sorry, I'm gonna have to get that fixed because y'all can't see the whole thing. But let me see, man. I'm gonna have to pull this up because now y'all got me curious. I have not seen that his stream started up. Okay, I don't know if somebody just made that up. Maybe I'm late. Hopefully not. Yeah. Okay, so he's not even live yet. So I don't know what that person was talking about, man. Don't do me like that now. Do not do me like that. All right. So this one right here from Lex is saying that heard that the kid bleeds orange. And let me see if I can get this fixed for y'all, man. Let me see if I can make this a little bit easier for y'all to see. All right, we're gonna get that fixed for y'all real quick. Put it right in there. All right, boom. So that's a lot better. Okay, so I wonder. Oh no, no, I said has Texas as a question. Oh, okay, okay. All right, my bad. You had me tripping. All right, so cool. So he hasn't started it yet. I definitely saw that. I don't know what Texas said to Brayden Rouse, but we can actually take a look at his clips as well. So let's go on ahead and pull him up and talk about where he's at as a player. I'll break down some of what I see in his game. So let me got to get this. Hold on one second. All right, boom. All right, so this is Brayden Rouse, obviously. Four-star guy here. You can see him kind of playing outside backer. That's what I think he's going to end up playing. So that's the linebacker that you typically have your guys that are really good athletes. They play well out in space. Maybe not the biggest linebacker that you have, but they're going to make a ton of tackles because you want to keep them clean. Like you want to let them roam. So I see a lot of that with him. Also, maybe edge rusher. So I saw some pictures of him next to some of Tennessee's players. He's listed at 6'3". I'm not sure if he's quite that tall unless, some of our other guys might be taller than what they're listed as. But look, y'all, football measurements, it's totally different from some of the other measurements. It'll be guys that you might look at and you say, dude, he's got to be 6'3". They end up being like 6'1". That's just how it goes. But can his length translate? Can his speed translate? Can his instincts translate? 150%. He's one of the best linebackers, I feel like, in the whole doggone country. He is the stone cold truth. Now, P and I have talked about it. We don't necessarily think that Tennessee really needs him. Now, that's not to say that we don't want him. We've been on him for like 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. We've been on him for a long time. So, of course, you want to pull in players of this caliber, if you can and when you can. And one of the things that I've talked about is, man, look, Tennessee's got to win some of these big boy battles. When is that going to start happening? This is a big boy battle. We got to do it. And I'm not saying that Tennessee's never done it, because I think that David Sanders last season, that was a big boy battle. That was a grown man battle that Tennessee won. There were some other players too, and even with the portal situation, folks don't really hear about this, but I think that there were some pretty big battles there as well that Tennessee won. So we can do it. I just want to see what's been going on, and we talked about this earlier. What's been going on since the last portal, since the end of last season, with everything leading up to this point? It felt like maybe Tennessee is trying to save up money for this class. Are we pushing that off to the next portal? You know what I'm saying? Or like what exactly is going on? But we about to find out, because Texas, we know that they have deep pockets, but at this point, Tennessee's actually ranked over Texas. Tennessee is ranked 15th nationally, and Texas is ranked 16th. Now, a lot of things can change today. Tennessee's already added one player, so I haven't even checked to see if we moved up some, and we could have. We could have also moved backwards. I don't know, but, at this point, from what I know, I think that Tennessee's going to be just fine. Let me see. Okay, so let me pull up some more of these chats right here. And actually, let me, boom. All right. Let's go, Vols. Love to see it. Love to hear it. Alexander, fingers crossed. And honestly, y'all, I don't even feel too nervous about it. Like, I was feeling nervous earlier, but I just got like this almost like calm confidence. You know what I'm saying? It's not overconfidence. It's, I feel like he's going to do the right thing. And I'm going to pull myself back up so that y'all can see me as well. Let me go ahead and get back in this thing. All right, so yeah, I have a quiet confidence with this entire situation. Now, I know that y'all have seen the same things that I've seen, like we talked about on X. One of those guys, he posted a GIF or something, a tweet, and he's talking about the Longhorns picking somebody up today. So yeah, they're gonna probably pick somebody up. But is it going to be Brayden Rouse? It's not a guarantee that that's, what they're talking about there. It could be really anybody. Now, one of the things that did kind of have me wondering is because it felt like there was a wide receiver that they felt like maybe they could be getting. He ended up choosing Oregon. So was that the only other option? They've got several other players. And, I've actually here recently, I've been watching a lot more of the Texas podcasts and stuff, which honestly speaking, y'all, I don't hate Texas. Like I know that there's a lot of Tennessee fans that hate I'm not one of those people. And I actually like their podcasts and stuff. Like they know ball. I think that they give a lot of good quality info, which is what I typically look for. Let me go ahead and bring y'all back right here. So, it feels like they've been getting more and more confidence with Rouse, but they have still felt like, man, it's just going to be tough to beat Tennessee, because Tennessee has been on him for such a long time. Is Brayden Rouse going to pick the team that he knows the absolute best, which he kind of talked about that. You know, he wants to feel comfortable with the staff and all of that whoop-de-whoop. So it could be either or. But as far as the other programs, I'm not too much feeling like, I don't feel like they have too much of a chance, really. And let me also fix this one here for y'all, because that is way, way, way too big. So hold on, just give me a second so I can make that a little bit smaller, and then we'll get it fixed. Okay, boom. So who did we land today? been busy at work. So we landed the 3-star cornerback, Smith. I think he's from Jackson, Tennessee. He's really, really good. And right now I'm just checking to make sure that nothing has popped up just yet. So the stream hasn't started. I don't even know what time it is, but I think that we still got probably, we probably still have plenty of time before that will start. But let me make sure that we got everything set up just the way that we need it, so that once this thing does get going, that we're going to be ready to rock and roll. But yeah, anyway, just listening to what the Texas insiders have been talking about, it feels like they don't really know. Now, they went on one of those message boards earlier today, and they were saying that, well, and this was after all those tweets and all the social media stuff, and it was like, well, we're starting to feel pretty good, but we don't want to say too much because we don't want to get people's hopes up. That could mean two things from where I'm sitting at. But like, number one, it could mean that, maybe they saw those tweets and all of that, and they really don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they saw the tweets, felt good about it, made a couple of calls to some third-party people that might be, they might be close to his area, or close with some of his high school players, or close to his agent or something like that. And maybe that person said, hey, we feel pretty good. Maybe he is going to pick Texas, and maybe that's what they just ran off with. I don't know. I think that it's probably one of those types of situations, or they really do know something, because Brayden Rouse, one of our insiders talked to his pops, and his pops was like, look, we don't want to tell nobody anything until after everything's all said and done. So maybe they know, and they don't want to, just spill those beans and maybe mess something up in that final hour. It's going to be one of those two things. So you have to watch out for it, but we're going to know here very, very shortly. Now let me check on this poll. If I can even find it. Where the heck is the poll at? Okay, so right now the poll is 84% for Tennessee. So if y'all haven't voted on that poll, it's just asking, who do you think Brayden Rouse is going to pick? Is it going to be Tennessee, Texas, or other? I think most of the people on this channel is probably Tennessee fans. So we got 84% for Tennessee right now. It's 14% for Texas, and then we have 2% for other. And I'll be totally honest with y'all, I don't even know who the other candidates really even are. Like, I didn't even waste my time necessarily looking at it, because I don't feel like he's going to pick one of those guys. Now, maybe he will. But I think that if he does that, it's probably going to hurt Texas more than it would hurt Tennessee. And I'm going to keep on harping on that. Would love to add him. I think especially because it is a big boy battle. I think at some point you just got to prove, hey, if we really want somebody over and over and over again, we got closers on this staff. But as far as just like linebackers, it kind of feels like Texas might need them more than Tennessee does, because we got some young studs. That class last season was serious. And, the class prior to that, too, it was good. So I think that Tennessee's going to be just fine. But I would love to hear y'all's thoughts as well. And from my dog, G. White, saying, let's go, Rouse. Happy to see you in here, dog. And Ashley is saying GBO, you already know. Go Vols. T. Smith saying, go Big Orange, go Vols. Man, listen, I hope that y'all feel confident. And I also hope that y'all understand that Tennessee still got a ways to go with several other prospects. Not to say that I feel like it's not going to happen, but just so that we can keep it real, man, because it's not just about, now I had to sit up so I can see this thing, but it's not just about, landing one guy for us. We are going to be perfectly fine. I think that we're going to be perfectly fine at linebacker. I don't know what the hell. Safety is a totally different story. Now, what's going to happen with Brayden Rouse's teammates? So let me actually bring this up as well, so that y'all can see this, right? We got the two, right? So we already got Smith, Brayden Rouse. That one's coming up. But then tomorrow we got Joel Combe. We need him bad. We need him real bad. I mean, honestly speaking, we need him worse than we need Brayden. So for me, he's number one on who Tennessee needs to land in this class at this point. It's him and it's Moa. I just gave Moa that slight edge only because we know that he can play offense too. So he's just got a little bit more bang for your buck. But really, Tennessee needs both of these guys. And, dude, if the staff can close on both of them down this home stretch, whoo, that's going to be huge. And, it'd be nice if we could get Tristan Keys and Savion Hyder and maybe Darius Gray. I don't know about Darius Gray. But also, I think that J.B. Shabazz coming up on Friday. We'll talk about these guys more later on. But I'm telling you, I think Tennessee's in a really good spot there, too. And he's a great offensive lineman, okay? I see him as a pure tackle. He can maybe play some guard for you, too. Like, I've watched more and more film on him, or I've watched this film more and more times, and I'm starting to say, maybe he could play some guard. So even more versatility. That's exactly what Tennessee needs. Now, let me check, y'all, and see how we looking. Has anything started with the live? I don't see it just yet. If y'all see it, let me know, okay? Let me know, because I do not want to miss it. Let me see what my dog, Matt SS, is talking about, and actually, give me a second, because I gotta get this thing up. Bear with me, because I had to move all this stuff over to this other, to my other studio. So I just want to make sure that y'all can see what all we got going on. And I got to get these chats back up. Let me see. Okay. I think that this will do it right here. Let me see. Matt, where you at, Matt? Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. Yes, sir. There it is. Love to see it. Love to see it. And from my dog, MG Way, saying that he doesn't feel good about this one, but I hope it works out. Yeah, man, I think that there's a lot of Tennessee fans that's kind of like just super nervous about it. But, I mean, hey, it's nothing that we've done all that we can do. I know that I've liked posts and all that type of stuff. So as long as we've done what we can do, it just is what it is. We got to move on. If he doesn't pick us in, we're going to add somebody else moving forward. Yes, sir. Go Vols. Go Vols. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And would we finish in the top 10 if Hyder and Keys commit to us? I don't know. I mean, for us to get to the top 10, y'all, we would definitely need both of those players and, probably all the other 4 stars that we have left. I think that's the only realistic way that that's going to happen, just because there's some monster classes, y'all. Like, that's just the truth. But it's not even just necessarily about those class rankings so much, outside of the fact that you feel like, well, maybe these, is it up? Okay, no. But, really outside of the fact that you feel like, hey, maybe they did get more quality players than Tennessee did, if you're just talking about some of the classes that finished over us. But it's also about how do the players fit into different systems. Tennessee is really good, okay? And this is something that Oklahoma, they've come out and talked about it. Everyone's talking about it now. Finding really good value. Tennessee's been great at that for such a long time. I mean, think about some of the classes that Tennessee's put out there. And we almost made the playoffs in 2022. We were kind of close in 2023, 2024. We obviously made it. So doing that with some of the classes that we've had. And let me also show y'all this. Right here, boom. So this is just showing you all of Hypo's classes since he's been up, and look at where they finished at, but think about what they've been doing. Typically, man, like, you got to be top 10 on a just consistent basis. Tennessee hasn't been top 10 not once since Coach Hypo's been here. Not with On 3, maybe with 24/7 Sports. I'm not sure. But that just goes to show that this staff does a really, really good job with the talent that we do bring up. So I'm not like, sky's not really falling for me, but I do still feel like, man, what happened in the playoff game last season, you can tell, well, there really is kind of a separation versus us and some of these other programs. But you could also say that about, those Buckeyes and a lot of folks, right? Like, they pretty much blew out everybody, I think, except for Notre Dame. That's the only game that was kind of close once they got into playoff mode. So, yeah, I mean, at some point, you're going to need a very, very talented roster. And actually, it looks like something is up. So I'm going to... Looks like something is up, y'all. Bear with me. We're gonna get it right. We are going to get it right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna change all this stuff. It looks like the volume was working. Let me see. All right. So volume's in. Boom. All right. Let me. Okay. All right. It's up right now, dog. It's up right now. Oh, man. Come on, Frank. Why you gonna come in late like that, dog? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Let me get this thing fixed. And hey, let me know, can y'all hear the audio? Y'all should hear some kind of like people talking and stuff, like some background noise. Y'all should hear that. Let me know, can you hear it well and all of that? I'm gonna wait on y'all to let me know how that's looking. There we go. I'd be happy to get him, but we got linebackers out the buddy. How about some safeties? All right.
I'm not going to talk very much because this is not about me. This is about Bray, but I do want to say a few words about the type of person that Bray is, the type of person that whatever school he commits to is getting. And, Bray is a true testament to hard work and dedication and development. He came in, when I took over as a head coach, I met with Coach Pack, and he told me about his son, and he came in at 132 pounds, 5'10", but he was never scared, he never backed down, and he always put in the work. Obviously he's extremely talented, but he didn't come by what he came by without the work. He's obviously always been a good football player, but he transformed the body completely, changing positions. Last year, basically playing defense for the first time in a long time, but still dominated as a receiver, was our leading receiver. More importantly, Bray is just an amazing person. He's honestly loved by his teammates. He's an AP student, a 3.9 GPA. And the thing that stands out about Bray is if you ever saw, he takes notes on everything. He takes notes on the offensive playbook, on the defensive playbook. He shares it with his teammates. He leads his teammates by example. He studies harder than anybody. He plays the harder positions to learn on our team. So he's constantly studying, constantly working. He never takes time off. He's a basketball player. He never goes in the weight room and says, I'm going to take the day off. He just continues to work, continues to lead by example, holds his teammates and himself accountable, and proves essentially that if I'm doing this, you can do that. And his leadership last year as a captain, and moving towards this year has just been so incredible to see. So we're really excited about, obviously, his commitment here, but we're really, really excited about his senior year, his second year as a captain. Last year, again, was an all-region, honorable mention, all-state player, and we're looking forward to his senior year. But everything that Bray has and everything that Bray's going to get, he's earned completely. Nothing was given to him, and we're just really, really proud of Bray and his next steps. We're happy for his family. So without further ado, I'm going to give the mic to Bray. I know he's really excited to talk. Brayden Rouse.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that was able to make it this evening. I'd like to start by giving the glory to God for blessing me with this talent, the strength, and the opportunities that have led me to this point. Without him, none of this would be possible. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my little brother Canyon, and my Gigi for the unwavering love and support. I could not be where I am today without y'all. I'd like to thank the rest of my family for being my #1 fans and for your constant encouragement. I love you all. I'd like to thank Coach Bobby May and the Kell coaching staff for continuously pushing me to be the best that I can be both on and off the field. Our motto is DMGB, doesn't matter, get better. And I'm thankful our coaching staff holds us accountable for that. I'd like to acknowledge my youth and junior coaches for the role that y'all have played in getting me to where I am today. I would also like to thank Coach Jonathan Dwyer for being a great mentor to me and always being someone that I could talk to not only about football but also about life. Thank you to Coach Spencer, Coach Steph, and Coach Noah for the countless hours of training and pushing me every day. I'd like to give a special thank you to BB Abbott for helping me through each step of this process. Now a little bit about my Final Four years. At Alabama, I'd like to thank Coach Chuck Morrell. Coach Morrell did an incredible job building a relationship with me and my family. I really appreciate Coach DeBoer, Coach Womack, Jatavius Sanders, and Courtney Morgan for pouring into me, showing me how I fit and be a part of the Alabama family. I cannot say enough about Coach Brian Joe Marie at Michigan. I feel extremely comfortable with Coach BJ, and every time I visited Michigan, I was surrounded by incredible people and great football minds like Coach Moore, Coach Martindale, Sean McGee, and Sam Popper. I really value the relationships that I made at Tennessee, especially with Coach William Inge. From the moment we stepped on campus, Coach Heidel, Coach Banks, Stephen Ruzick, and the rest of the Tennessee coaches and staff have made my family feel like a part of theirs, and I'm grateful for that. The energy at Texas is infectious. The people at Texas are what makes it so special. I'm thankful for the relationship with Coach Johnny Hanson, Coach Sark, Chris Gilbert, Coach PK, Josh Dunston, and Mrs. Taylor. You all are extremely genuine and did a great job of making me feel home in Austin. I'd like each fan base to know that all 4 of these teams will be successful and will continue to be successful because of the incredible people in the programs. I've been blessed to get to know everyone and build these relationships. While I can only choose one school, I wish the best to the other coaches and programs. I did not make this choice lightly, and I'm grateful for this process that ultimately led me to one school. I'd like to announce my commitment to University of Tennessee.
Yeah, baby! Go Vols! Go Vols! Yes, sir! You already know. Yeah. Hey, you love to see it.
It's nothing personal, but I just need to find the best fit for me and my family, and where I see myself fitting the best, and you can only choose one.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you."
With all that being said, I'd like to announce my commitment to the University of Tennessee.
All right, y'all. So sorry about that, but I had to switch that audio off because I already know that they're gonna end up messing this thing up for me with the monetization. But let me see. I might be able to cut it back on now. And also, it's back sideways. I had to do it like this just in case they ended up messing it up.
I just want to thank everybody again for being here. I really appreciate y'all. And this is a big moment for me and my family. So just thank you for everybody that was here today.
So we're going to make Bray available for another several of the recruiting services here. We're going to make him available to speak with you guys for interviews. Just in a second, we're going to take some pictures first for our family, and then we'll make him available in the back for interviews.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That's a fact, bro. All right, y'all. So we're gonna switch it back just because they not doing nothing. They ain't talking about nothing. You know what I mean? They up there taking pictures and stuff. But yes, sir. Huge one. I gotta try to get this audio back off. Actually, I think everything's probably good. I think we probably got everything. Everything might be good. Isn't he from Texas? I have no idea if he's from Texas. I feel like he's from Georgia. I know that he plays in Georgia, but I don't know. He might be from Texas. All right, so give me a second. Okay, cool. So that just went off. But let me make sure that we get the whole deal correct. All right, so I think that we're probably straight, y'all. Hopefully y'all can't hear any like crazy background noise or nothing like that. If y'all can, please let me know. But yes, MG Wade, everybody, y'all all saying it right. That was a big boy battle that Tennessee just won. That was a, grown man battle. So super proud of this staff. Coach Inge, he's the best recruiter on this staff right now. I think from the time that he got here, which was just last year, think about all the, I think he's pretty much only landed blue chip caliber players. He might have had one guy that wasn't blue chip, but even the ones that aren't blue chip, they're really good players. Coach Inge is the truth. And at first, whenever we got him, I was curious, would his kind of like personality translate to the South? Because he's got a West Coast personality. But honestly speaking, I kind of feel like a West Coast personality, it vibes well with these kids. I feel like it should fit pretty much anywhere, So he's got that sort of a personality, and he's a hell of a teacher. He is the man, okay? He's doing better than anybody else this season at landing top-notch talent. Cannot say enough positive things. But now that we've got Brayden, are we going to get his teammate Joel tomorrow? That would be gigantic. Yes, the class will take a big step forward. I'm feeling way better. I know that all of y'all are feeling better too. Let me get to some more of these chats, man, and then we're going to end up wrapping this thing up. Awesome. For sure. Texas lost hella battles this year. Don't look like that NIL money hitting that. Yeah, that's a fact. I was really shocked when I saw that Texas was down so low. I'm like, man, how is Texas down like this? And it's the reason I feel like this hurts Texas a lot more than Tennessee is I don't know, are they going to be able to close out on Tyler Atkinson? That's a totally different conversation. But, man, look, Texas needs to, whatever funds they have, throw it at Tyler Atkinson because we don't want him going to UGA. So if Texas could at least do that for us, then hey, everybody wins here, all right? And we don't have to be mad. Nobody needs to be mad. Yeah, I think it's a great pickup for us. Okay, so this right here saying that he is from Georgia. All right, y'all. So that's going to do it. I just wanted to see that. I wanted to bring that in with y'all. I don't know why. Like I said, heading into it, I had like a very calm confidence, and I was like, dude, we're overthinking this in the final hour. He's going to be picking Tennessee. Something else that kind of gave it away to me was that the insiders for Tennessee, they started to go really, really quiet. They weren't saying anything. That typically means, especially in a situation where the player wants to kind of hide what they're doing, that just means that they're doing it for that player. And if he wasn't coming to Tennessee, then they probably would have told us something to, give us some hints. But they just didn't do it. But thank y'all so much. And we'll be probably coming back to y'all tomorrow. And actually, Patreon, we might have some thoughts for y'all coming up within like the next couple of hours. So thank y'all for rocking with us there. Everyone here, y'all are more than welcome to join us on Patreon. We have a lot of free content. We also have some like inside notes and things like that. Just a lot of different things. That's patreon.com/Bluechip Breakdown. Please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll get to these last few real quick, and then we're going to get on up out the door. Yes, sir. Anyone with a 3.9 GPA can understand the importance of not joining a school that plagiarizes logos. All right, yeah, I think that's a perfect place for us to end this. So thank y'all. We'll be seeing y'all in just a minute.